Hi children, hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to our lesson, What is Democracy, Why Democracy? In this lesson already we have started this lesson with a simple definition of democracy. Democracy is a form of government where the people elected rulers rule over the country. We also learned 4 features of democracy. Yes, all these 4 features we learnt it through the examples of different countries. Yes, the first feature of our democracy word was the final decision making power should rest with those who got elected by the people. And in the case of Pakistan, we understood that how Parvez Musharraf, the military, they were having the main powers, but the people elected rulers, they did not have any powers. And in the second feature, we learned that there should be free and fair elections, and whosoever is in power, they should get a chance of losing. But we have learned through the example of China, through the example of Mexico. In China, we learned that how the government was formed only through the Communist Party. And in Mexico, we have learned the PRI party. The PRI party, by using malpractices, by using dirty tricks, they only were winning. There was no chance of losing. Only the popular parties, they were winning. So this gives us a second feature. And in third feature, we learned, children, that there should be one vote and each vote should be of equal value. We have learned different instances of Saudi Arabia. We have learned of Estonia, of Fijians, that how there was an inequality among the people. But as we belong to India, which is a democratic country, each person has equal political right, where every person, from the status of president, from everyone in the country, they have equal political rights. Equal political rights means everyone will be given, each of the votes will be given equal respect, equal value. Okay, our fourth feature, what it was, children? Do you remember? It was the government has to run according to the constitution, and each citizens have their basic rights. As we have learned the example of Zimbabwe, where the popular leader was there whose name was Mugabe, Robert Mugabe. He only was winning, but he has several times he has changed the constitutions so that his power gets increased. Okay, but if it is a democratic country, this cannot take place. In a democratic country, even the ministers, everyone has to follow to the constitutions, and everyone in the country, they will have equal political rights. Yes, children, now we will be studying 2 or 3 topics which will cover the whole lesson of ours. What is democracy? Why democracy? Let's start our first topic of ours, that is arguments against democracy. Yes, the first argument which we get of ours is leaders keep changing in a democracy. This leads to instability. Yes, children, what do you mean by this sentence? Leaders, like in a democratic country of ours, as we know, the elections take place after every 5 years. And if it is a democratic elections, they keep on changing, which leads to instability. Instability means what, children? Like if Narendra Modi, okay, before Narendra Modi, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh was there. Manmohan Singh might have brought many policies, he might have brought, maybe his policies were of 10 years. Okay, but when Narendra Modi came as a Prime Minister, he may not be forwarding those policies, he may not feel it appropriate, and then he may change it and he'll bring up his own policies. So this creates a lot of instability which happens in democratic country. Now, second argument of ours, which is against democracy, that is, democracy is all about political competition and power play. There is no scope for morality. Yes, children, as you know, for winning elections, so many wrong practices take place everywhere, whether it is a democratic country or a non-democratic country. For the winning purposes, for showing competition, people use malpractices, dirty tricks are being played, often allegations are being used. Allegations means what, children? They means badda arop. Badda arop means they use all the dirty words just to insult each other and create their own, means they want to show that how good they are and how bad the other person is, just for winning purposes. So that all wrong things also take place in a democratic country. Now our third argument, The third argument is so many people have to be consulted in a democracy that it leads to delays. Yes, children, as you know that again, children, we have already studied in our parliament only the decisions are being consulted among all the parliament members, and as we have already studied, there are two houses in our parliament, that is Lok Sabha and Raj Sabha. Lok Sabha, you know very well, Lok Sabha 545 members as well as Rajya Sabha 250 members, and each members are being consulted, children, before coming up with a proper decision. Every member of the houses, they are being consulted, and without getting proper this consultation, everyone's opinion has been taken, and then when it gets approved by all the members in a house, then only certain decisions are being taken, and it takes time, children. So that is also, sometimes we have also heard that a case is been pending from last 20 years, and after 20 years only certain decisions are being taken. Okay, so likewise, in our country or in all democratic country, the decisions, they delay. Now our fourth argument, elected leaders do not know the best interest of the people. It leads to bad decisions. Yes, children, elected leaders, as you know, the leaders, while at the time of elections only they move forward, come up with the policies, come up with the promises, but soon after winning, they are not seen only. Okay, and actually they don't know the best interest of the people. As you know, children, our country is a vast country with huge population, and to each locality a government is not able to reach. So this is why this question arises. Our leaders, they do not know the best interest of the people, means what problems they face, what are the difficulty levels of theirs. This is not known to the leaders of theirs. Now our fourth argument, which goes against, then democracy leads to corruption, for it is based on electoral competition. Yes, children, yes, just to winning, for the winning purposes, even if it is a democratic country, often corruptions take place. How corruption take place? Often attractions are being shown towards these poor people, and they get attracted to, and means wrong things often take place. Often this threatening take place, muscle power take place. So all this happens in a democratic country. Not only democratic country, even in non-democratic countries also. Now last arguments, which says ordinary people do not know what is good for them. They should not decide anything. Yes, children, as we know, children, till now the literacy of in our country only, it has reached up to 75% only. So there are so many people, those who are still illiterate people. So these peoples are such that even if small attractions are being shown to them, they easily gets into the hands of such peoples, and they go and vote for such peoples. So that is why this argument is being told that ordinary people don't know what is good for them. Whichever people shows any attractions towards them, as the bribery is being given, they get easily attracted to, and they go and give vote. So these all were the arguments which disfavored the democracy. Yes, children, just now we have studied the arguments which disfavored democracy, and by these arguments we understood that democracy is not the real form of government. Now we'll have to decide, children, whether this democracy is really the real form of government, and if we'll compare with other forms of government, whether what will be the best form of government. Yes, children, it is the democracy only which is the best form of government. Why it is? Let us learn it through the arguments which favor democracy. Let us start with the arguments which favor democracy. Okay, our first argument is a democratic government is a better government because it is a more accountable form of government. Why it is said? Why this word accountable word is used, children? Accountable means answerable, or they are it is more responsible form of government. Like in our country, if any minister does anything wrong, the people, they have a voice. People can raise their voices against it. If any actions of the government which disfavors or hurt people, they can raise their voices against it. So thus So it means our government has to give the answer to it, or they'll have to change the policies of their if the people disfavors it. Now our second argument. Democracy improves the quality of decision making. Yes, children, already we have discussed this point, how our decision makings are improved. Like as just now as we have learned, children, our country has a parliament which has two houses, a Lok Sabha and a Rajya Sabha. In Lok Sabha, if a proposal has been brought, it is discussed among all the members. When it gets approved over there, it is sent to the other house. There also it should get approval of all the members over there, and then when it gets approved over there, it is sent to president, and if the president sign on it, then only proposal is being said to be as a bill. Then only a law is being favored. Okay, so that is why there is a quality in the decision. It improves the quality because it has gone through several minded heads. So thus it is clear. Now our third argument. Our third argument is democracy provides a method to deal with differences and conflicts, which means, children, India is a vast country with so many religions, so many regions, cultures, traditions. There is a lot of diversities, and as you know, children, if in a hand is also been seen, children, in a hand also our fingers, they all are different to each other. So likewise, we, the people of our country, all have differences, diversities, cultural, language, religion wise, there are differences. Often conflicts take place, but because we belong to a democratic country, these conflicts are solved in a peaceful way. Okay, otherwise if the constitution was not such, the majorities would have been dominating over the minorities and people would have shown their brutal power. And now because of this democracy, what is happening? Everything is solved peacefully. And now a fourth argument. The fourth argument which favors democracy. Democracy enhances the dignity of citizens. Yes, we belong to such country where all the people, they have equal political rights. Means everyone is equally respectable. When they are equally respectable, children, during the time of elections, you might have noticed that if a single line is being maintained, even the collectors, the officers, the farmers, the laborers all stand in one single line. One single line they stand, and everyone's vote, they are being considered equally respected. Okay, so this enhances the dignity of citizens. Now the arguments which favor democracy, the last argument. The democracy is better than other form of government because it allows us to correct its own mistakes. What does this sentence mean, children? The thing is, yes, children, if certain policies or certain decisions taken by the government, if it hurts the sentiments of the people, they are having the right to raise their voices against the government, and the government has to decide whether to go forward with it, because they know it that if they'll hurt the sentiments of the people, they'll not be continuing in their seats. So either there is a room. In a democratic country, the ruler knows that if he goes along with the people, he can continue with his power. Thus, with the fifth argument, it is known to us, the rulers, they'll have to change their decisions. Otherwise, what will happen? They themselves will be changed. So, it's better the rulers, they keep on improving. So, this all arguments tell us that how better the democratic government is. And this type of things cannot take place in a non-democratic form of government. Yes, we have learned through different examples that how there was no people's right, people's voices were not there. Only the rulers in a non-democratic country, they themselves were deciding. The main powers were in the hands of theirs only. In non-democratic countries, we have learned, children, through the example of Pakistan, China, Zimbabwe, Mexico, okay, everywhere where the peoples, they did not have the rights. Only the rulers, they were deciding that what the thing is to be done. They have amended the constitution, they have made them more powerful, where the people voices were not being taken. But now we have understood that how democracy is the only form of government where the people elected rulers rule over the country. Now let us start with another topic of us, that is broader meaning of democracy. Broader meaning of democracy, it means that democracy, the word democracy, it cannot only be used for the government. It can be used in any spheres of life. We can say it to be as democratic class, democratic school, democratic family, democratic organizations. Will you be liking it, children, if in a class you are not allowed to speak? If you are allowed to speak, if you are able to raise your hands, then only it can be called to be as a democratic class. Okay, so that is why in broader meaning we understood that the word democracy, it can be used in any spheres of life. Yes, children. One more thing, we have there are two types of democracy. One is direct democracy, another is indirect democracies. Direct democracy is used to take place where in earlier times, children, when the countries used to be small, where the population of the country used to be small, where every people can sit together to take decisions. Modern democracies involve a large, vast number of people, which is really impossible physically for the people to sit together and to take decisions. Even if they are called, they don't have the proper time or skills to participate in the decision making. So majority of the people, they are ruled through the elected representatives, so which is called indirect democracy. So in our country, indirect democracy is being practiced. Thus we have learned, children, the word democracy, it can be used in any spheres of life. The democratic class, democratic family, democratic organization, democratic school. Now let us see, children, the word democracy, it can be used for setting up ideal standard also. Let us learn how it is. For example, true democracy will come to this country only when no one goes hungry to bed. Okay, true democracy, when it will come? When these are the words of Mahatma Gandhi, children. Okay, now another idea. In a democracy, every citizen must be able to play equal role in decision making. For this, you don't need just an equal right to vote. Every citizen needs to have equal information, basic education, equal resources, and a lot of commitment. So thus, for setting up ideals also, the word democracy can be used. Now at the last, children, now by this lesson we have come to know the differences between a democratic country and a non-democratic country. Let us firstly recall all those things which we have learned, children, in a democratic country. Yes, if it is a democratic country, there will be a government. Which government? What type of government? A government which is elected by the people, where everyone in the country collectively they stood together for electing the rulers. So a proper, responsible, accountable ruler is being selected. Now the second thing in a democratic government which will happen is basic rights. Everyone in the country, they'll have equal political rights. There are fundamental rights which is equally receivable by every citizen of the country. Now the third thing which shows that it's a democratic country is regular elections. Regular elections will take place. What kind of elections, children? Which will be free and fair. And in our country, there is an independent election commission which conducts all these elections so that no wrong things can take place. And there's a chance of losing as well as winning. Now the fourth thing which proves that it's a democratic government is constitution. There's the people, not only the citizens of the country, even the ministers of the country, everyone in the country, they have to follow to the constitution which is framed by our parliament. And the fifth thing is parliament. In a democratic country, parliament is the supreme. Everyone has to follow to the parliament. Even the ministers, they are also answerable towards the parliament. They also have to, not only they have the powers, they have some certain limitations also. Thus, we have come to an end of this lesson, children. If we take all these ideals seriously, then no country in the world is democracy. Why do we value democracy? Because it enables us to judge an existing democracy and identify its weakness. It helps us to distinguish between a minimal democracy and a good democracy. Now, we come to an conclusion that democracy, it's the best form of government. Why do we say it best, children? Because it is answerable and responsible, where the people, they have a voice towards their government. By this, we have come to an end of this lesson. What is democracy? Why democracy? Hope you all have understood this lesson very well. Be safe, children. Thank you.